Welcome back to another class of clinical cases. In today's class, we are going to see the very famous Auspitz sign and how to elicit it. So the test is called grattage test. We scrape the plaque of psoriasis and we will see flakes of scales coming out in a laminated manner. This is called candle grease sign. The scales flake away with distinct white silvery appearance. When we rub the wax candle tangentially with a sharp object, the candle flakes come out in a very laminated manner. That is why it is known as candle grease sign. Now Buckley's membrane. When all the scales, the thick parakeratotic scales of psoriasis, here we can see, is scraped off. This is the last bit of thin layer of scale that is coming out and we are removing it here. After that you can see the plaque is having a glistening surface, moist glistening surface. This is known as Buckley's membrane and anatomically it is the last viable layer of the skin. The stratum malpighi is predominantly composing this layer, but the Buckley's membrane. It is intact, smooth and shiny film. Now after we have seen the Buckley's membrane here, we scrape it a bit more to remove the last viable layers of the skin. As we scrape the Buckley's membrane off, the tip of the dilated tortuous microvessels of the dermal papillae is torn off. So we can see pinpoint droplets of blood vessels and it is very regular. So this is how we can see pinpoint vessels regularly arranged. This is Auspitz sign. In dermoscopic Auspitz sign, what we do, we don't need any scraping. We just put a polarized dermoscope over a thin psoriatic plaque, and if it is not thin, then we scrape a bit to remove off the scales and moisten it with sanitizer or even water will do, and then we keep a polarized dermoscope over it and we can appreciate the regularly arranged dots, and these dots are nothing but blood vessels, the dilated tortuous blood vessels of the dermal papillae of chronic plaque psoriasis. In psoriatic skin, what happens? As we scrape off the parakeratotic scales, we'll expose this last viable thin layer because there is suprapapillary thinning in histopath of psoriasis. This thin layer will be the Buckley's membrane. If we scrape that off as well, the dilated tortuous blood vessels in the dermal papilla, we'll scrape it till here. The tip will be removed and we will see dotted blood vessels, and this will be very regular in arrangement, very geometric. So what is the diagnostic value? The sensitivity is not that high because it is not seen in all the cases. It is only seen in classic the chronic plaque psoriasis. The specificity, you can say, is also not that high, though it is very commonly seen. But in other diseases like actinic keratosis and Darier's, this Auspitz sign is also seen in these diseases. Auspitz was not the person who first demonstrated the sign. There were many other dermatologists, including his teacher Hebra, who demonstrated this sign, but he described it in literature, so the sign is named after him. Auspitz has coined the terms like parakeratosis, acantholysis, acanthoma. Those are his true contributions. So with this we'll end the clinical class today. Thank you very much. Happy learning, and we'll meet you in the next class with a new topic. Till then, bye.